Hello everyone, Mr. Fuller here again with another math video lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on solving linear equations in the form x, use my right pencil here, x over a plus b is equal to c. So again, we've had a couple of videos before this that talked about nearly the same thing, so if you get stuck at the end part of these equations, I'm going to go through it fairly quickly in this video, but there is another video to show you those steps. So let's go ahead and we'll start a few examples, keep it short here today. So our first example, x over 2 divided or minus 3 is equal to 2. So in this example, just like in our previous examples, we want to get rid of our whole number first, and also remembering we want to keep the equal sign in a straight line, and whatever we do to the left side of the equation we want to do to the right side of the equation too. So for now, let's just ignore this x over 2 and we have a minus 3. So the opposite of minus 3, we're going to plus 3. Keep our equal sign good. There's a 2, and since we have the plus 3 in red on the right or left side, we want a plus 3 on the right side as well. So this leaves us with x over 2, a nice equal sign, and 2 plus 3, which is 5. And then we go back to our equations from our previous lesson, and since we have divided by 2, we are going to times it by 2 on this side, times it by 2 on this side. And again, if I'm going too fast for this part, go check out my other video and it will help you out. And this we got left over with x, and 5 times 2 we got left over with 10. And there's our answer. X is equal to 10. Again, when you do these types of questions, you can always check your answer or find out if you're correct. We can find out if we're correct by plugging in what we get for an answer into the original equation and keep everything on the same side. So in this case, if I want to check my answer, I am going to write, well, plug in our answer. So I got 10 as an answer, divided by 2 minus 3 is equal to 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5, minus 3 is equal to 2. 5 minus 3 is 2, and that's equal to 2. So we know we're right. So again, that's where I got the equation from way up here, and then I just plugged in my answer in for the x. Okay, let's try another example here. So again, we have, leave the x over 3, and remember we'll keep our equal sign down that same line. Plus 4, so opposite of plus 4 is minus 4. Keep our equal sign ready to go. 2 stays, and now we want to minus 4 still. So again, on the top, our 4's will cancel out. We're left with x over 3, and that's equal to 4 minus 2. We're going to go in the whole minus 2. Now we're going to get rid of our 3 here, so we do that by timesing each side by 3 since it's the opposite, and we're left over with just an x is equal to, and negative times a positive is a negative. 2 times 3 is 6, so our answer is negative 6. I know in my classes when we do these types of questions too, sometimes it can get confusing on when we look at the whole number. So if we looked at a whole number right here when there's a minus in front of it, or if we have 2 minuses. So let's try this same question with 2 minuses just to show you how to do that kind of question. So I'll write it again. Let's write it in green for some fun. So let's pretend this is minus x over 3 minus 4 is equal to 2. So this case, when we look at this 4, we actually got to look at always the symbol in front of it. So most of the time, we don't really write a plus in front of the 4, but this is the same thing as saying minus a plus 4 or plus a negative 4. Regardless or not, any of the symbols in front of this whole number, we got to treat with our whole number. So in this case, we're looking at a minus 4. So when we write this, I'll put it back in green. So minus x over 3 minus 4, and when we do the opposite of minus is going to be a plus 4. And again, since we're got to keep our equal signs even, so we have 2, and we're going to put a plus 4 on this side. So this leaves us with x over 3 minus 4 plus 4 is just 0, and we get left over with is equal to 6 from 2 plus 4. Now, this again can cause a little trouble when we look at questions like this. This minus, we can actually think of this on the top or the bottom. It doesn't matter which one it is, and that kind of goes on the same principle as when we have a minus divided by a plus. Well, that's equal to a minus, or we have a plus divided by a minus, and that's also equal to a minus. So same thing as here, we have an x divided by 3. Well, we can put the minus on top or bottom, and it doesn't actually change our answer because we're still keeping the x on top, the 3 on the bottom, and if we change the minus, it still gets the same answer. So we're going to think of that as, oh, too big, the minus on the bottom for the minus 3. So now when we times this over, we're going to times a minus 3 over, because we just want x to be left over on this side by itself. So we times a minus 3, because minus 3 divided by minus 3, anything over top of itself is just 1, and 1 times x is just x. So we're left with x, and now we have a negative times a positive times a negative, which is a negative, and 6 times 3, which is 18, which is our answer for that type of question if we have a negative. So hopefully that helps. Again, if you want some extra practice, there's tons of questions on my website at mrjfuller.com. Check it out if you like, and thanks for watching.